Throughout the weekend, I played a couple of games on DAT standard speed and wanted to summarize my experience with the game so far. Overall, I like the core concept, but the implementation is severely lacking at the moment. In terms of positives, let's talk about it. The ages. I think the concept of ages is interesting as it splits the whole game into digestible chunks. Pretty often at earlier Civ, by the mid-game, it is pretty clear that you win and you just click through turns while progressing to the chosen victory condition. In Civ 7, I don't have the urge to click through turns till the middle of the modern age. As in previous ages, there's always some ways to win more. Even once you fill the progress tracks, there's many ways you can improve your position in the next age by filling up other tracks or preparing the economy for transitions. In Civ games, I usually had small amount of main cities and bunch of supporting ones. It is really nice to have this concept formalized, and overall I like the dichotomy how it works, like towns and cities. I like the districts in Civ 6, and now every building is a district. I like the layers of planning they add to the game. Overbuilding. It is an interesting concept as it adds even more to the adjacency planning. Building from previous ages gives you inefficient and free pop. However, to utilize it, the best you need to do is plan accordingly to the pop, as this pop may block the tiles with juicy adjacencies. That's all the positives I have for this game so far. Let's talk about the controversial and the negative section of this game. The UI. The UI is really bad. Most of the time, you have no idea where certain bonuses even coming from. Selecting an unit when civilians and military units are the same tile is a nightmare. Understanding what trade routes you have, what are available, is impossible. You have thousands of useless pop-ups. Example, towns specializations like important tiles. You can't see wonder benefit. Even if you open it in the city building list, you can't see position of the city AI is trading with. For many information, you have to go through Civilopedia, but it is a nightmare on its own. You can't see tradition in Civilopedia, and until you research your first civic, you can't see them in Civic Tree either. And there are missing information in the Civ descriptions during the game start. Civilopedia misses information about other ages, which makes the planning forward really hard. Overall, this is the first Civ game where I feel the urge to keep browser open on my second monitor to Google the functions of the future buildings. Many leaders have powerful and very streamlined abilities, which decreases the fun of nation hopping significantly. Pretty often there is a single correct choice which plays into your leader's strength. I would prefer less power on leaders and more so on nation and mementos. 2K realized that one-dimensional depiction of historic figures is not great and may be offensive to someone, so they created multiple personas for many of them which also feels weird. Like, I see Ashoka now. Please let me check the two. Is it? Like, is it peace-mongering or is it war-mongering? I don't know. I have to check it constantly. Same with balances. Like, ancient age is the only one where the victory tracks look somewhat balanced. Maybe economic track is bit too easy, but at least it looks unachievable. In exploration age, the economic track is insane. Even though I tried to rush through for it, I never able to fill it up before the epoch ended, and I have never seen AI getting any single step on it. In modern age, culture victory is miles easier than any other in the game. In one of the games, I was going for ideology victory, but after starting a project and being shocked at how long it takes to build, I was able to gather the artifacts and go for the World Fair with Project Ivy still building. Basically, going for other victory is handicapping yourself, even if you are not playing the culture focused game. Ageless buildings. Given how much planning is there and adjacency bonus or buildings with tile restrictions, ageless buildings feels bad. Pretty often I find myself in a situation where I can't build modern era improvements because in antiquity I put a granary in a single tile suitable for it. And at this point I don't know which civ I would play in modern age, and I had no access to information about modern age civ outside of the web. Settlement caps and raise penalties is another flaw. Raising settlement is extremely penalizing, especially due to the fact that war support makes stacks if you have multiple ongoing wars. Even going above 5 over settlement caps is really hard. This creates a crazy dynamic where I am constantly trading AIs my smaller settlement for their big ones in peace deals, which leads to a crazy patchwork of a map. Fortunately, AI always take my settlement in a peace deal, so they can serve as a dumping bins for unwanted settlements, even though it completely destroys them in the long run. War supports. It's crazy that war supports from multiple war stacks. This means that unless you're going to be buddy with everybody, like not an ally, or you will be dragged in unnecessary work, you are forced to build or steal gates of all nations. Otherwise, you will be annihilated by negative war support once 3 AI will declare war on you at the same time. And they will likely do it even when they have no chances of winning. And you have to tank this penalty for 8 turns, even if you beat them decisively in 2. And the only thing you can ask for is settlement in peace negotiation and deals. However, pretty often you are limited by settlement caps, so you either have fight peace and return all the conquered settlements after a decisive victory, or trade some settlements here and there in circles to accumulate ideology victory points. Gold economy. Due to towns producing insane amount of gold, in some games I have over 5k per turn in modern age, but always have more than 1k in every game. It is almost impossible to conquer cities. You can just win any sieges by buying more and more troops even in wall-less town. In diplomacy, we have single relation numbers, which goes down when something bad happens between nations. It feels weird that to justify war, all I need to do is plunder some of the ship merchants, settle near their capitals, and steal a free city from them. I like Age of Wonder 4's system with governance way more. Basically, if I bad you, you had justification to declare war on me. If you bad me, I do too. Currently, I can get justification to declare by doing bad things if to you, which feels weird. AI was never a strong point of Civ games, and Civ 7 is not an exception. It can't win offensive wars. It settles in the weirdest of positions, like a settlement squeezed between yours, which have no room to grow. When you have to suffer through the insult the whole game as taking it yourself is extremely detrimental, and raising it is extremely expensive and pointless, as the AI will just resettle again. It will declare on your enemies if it will declare on your allies even if it is allied with you. Alliances are overall not a good thing, but a penalty you suffer to get 10% bonuses to science and culture from the attribute tree. AI have no idea of naval invasion, and in exploration and modern age, almost any war can be won with single army of ships. I don't like meta progress in this kind of games overall, but here it is insane. To unlock all the game altering features, you need to level every leader to level 9. Even if you cheese it with smallest maps, lowest difficulty and online turns, these will take months. Unlocking it through normal gameplay is almost impossible, as it requires more than 5 victories on each leaders. So we are taking hundreds of games to fully unlock everything. It is more than any roguelike games where matches take half an hour. With Civ game, where usually a match takes at least a day, it is very prohibitive. Basically, you have to select a strategy or two and work months to unlock all the mementos, attributes and legacies for it. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.